going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign of what's going to happen to these other workers moving forward.
Derivatives trading notionally, today we're nothing. So we need to upgrade ourselves so we can compete with these types of exchanges. We're not content just to be where you are today.
So is that the goal? Is the goal to become the CME of digital instruments?
The goal is to become the CME of everything.
And everything is going to be a digital instrument?
It could be. We think it'll be digital instruments, but we want to be, in terms of volume perspective, in that same class. Now, we think that that's going to be on the back of the digitization of trading, which is, started in the late 90s and continues today. And as cryptocurrencies, digital tokens, and all these representations of value move from an analog form to a digital form, we think that our way of trading and generational shifts in how people want to trade will favor our business model over a traditional exchange.
Yesterday you spoke on stage and you brought up fixed income derivatives or fixed income crypto products. Tell us a little bit more about your plans in that sphere.
So essentially what we want to create is, right now, one of the biggest criticisms about Bitcoin is that it's not used for commercial payments. The big problem with that is any merchant that actually offers Bitcoin as a payment is not natively pricing their asset in Bitcoin. They price it in dollars usually, and some company helps them FX a Bitcoin price. The Bitcoin is sent to an address, it's sold immediately, and the merchant gets their dollar.
And there's bleed, and there's price changes along the way.
Right. So what we need to happen is that from farmer to restaurant, people are pricing their good or service natively in Bitcoin. That can only happen when the cost of funds for this entrepreneur is in Bitcoin, which means they need to be able to borrow Bitcoin. There needs to be an interest rate for people to actually price themselves and their creditworthiness versus a basket of very stable companies and go out to the market and borrow Bitcoin. Now, we want to help establish that market. We want to be one of the companies, the highest quality companies, that actually don't need the money to actually go out there and issue these types of products. Now, more details about this will be coming out in a few weeks, but that's sort of the overarching theme to what we're trying to do.
So I'm going to push you here because you said that you took your own money and that you borrowed your own money to create this instrument.
No, people have lent us money.
People have lent you money even though you don't need loans.
Correct.
To create these derivatives, these products, these fixed income products, because you want to start a market.
Correct.
And when is this market going to launch?
So the first deal will be announced in the next few weeks. And this is just a very small deal. This will take years to develop, but it's never going to start if some of the leading companies don't essentially pay money to start a credit market. Now, this is something that Alexander Hamilton advocated for governments. Governments should, even if they don't need the money, establish a credit market of the most credit-worthy institution, which is a central government, to spur creation of credit in an economy to jumpstart it. So this is not a new concept. We're really borrowing what governments have been doing since the beginning of time.
Now, you service the East and the West. You've got customers in the West, theoretically none in the USA, or very few in the USA, and you've got a whole lot of customers in the East. How do you see the difference in culture between the people in the East and the people in the West? We get the feeling that the people in Asia and in the East are much more advanced and better adopt these technologies. Is that what you get on your platform in terms of adoption?
The reason why Asia dominates crypto trading and sort of the developments and the largest companies are based out here is because we have a generation of people who basically were mobile first. They have high smartphone penetration, very fast broadband internet, and very low, I would say, economic mobility in a lot of these countries. After the whole manufacturing revolution in the 70s, 80s, and mid-90s, what you're left with are a lot of very wealthy families and very low financial mobility for the young people. And they see crypto as this opportunity. They're very highly educated, very technical, and they have the ability to access the internet, which is a perfect combination for crypto. And that's why you see so much energy in this region relative to a traditional, say, US or Western European market where technology doesn't need to be that advanced because the banking system works for people.
They don't have a need for it. They're banks. The banks work.
There's enough financial products. They can trade all sorts of central bank money printing. Now, as the Fed probably cuts at the end of the year, the PBOC is doing triple R cuts, ECB is going to have to continue LRTO and all these programs. This money is not going to make its way really into the crypto ecosystem until it finances more money-losing startups like Uber and Lyft and all these massive public companies. Once people get done with those, then they'll move down to the crypto ecosystem, and that's where I see Q1 2020 is when we really start getting the upward cycle.
Institutional money or retail money?
I still think this is a retail-led phenomenon. If institutions cared about Bitcoin, they would be trading on the CME. The CME would be destroying volume for all the other.
Run. Everyone's waiting for this altcoin to run. Bitcoin went up. The alts got hit when Bitcoin went up. Do you think we're going to start seeing some kind of alt movement?
I mean, absolutely, they'll rally off the bottom. Will they regain? Will most of these coins regain their all-time highs in 2017? I don't think so. Most of them were crap, and they'll continue to be crap. So it's not going to happen. Now, will it be a new type of vertical of digital token or coin or protocol that becomes sexy and just rips? I absolutely.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, I come back with that video just to make you think. And guys, it's going back to memory lane with Arthur Haynes. And he told us exactly what was going to happen. And as we can see, BitMEX went down. CME, of course, is now the king of futures. And then also, guys, we see that DeFi is the new sexy. So definitely, guys, we see all the manipulation going on. We see it, Grayscale and CME. So, guys, the game is rigged. So we definitely have to take advantage of it. Because remember, when it comes to the New World Order, everything is planned out. And don't forget what Brian Brooks stated, that DeFi was the new banking, and Arthur Haynes said it was a protocol that was going to come. That is the new sexy. And Arthur Haynes spoke about Asia. And what I always talk about, guys, that Asia is leading us into the fourth industrial revolution, Society 5.0. Remember, America has built this. The New World Order has Asia ahead of America by design. By moving all the manufacturing from America over to China, that allow these kids growing up the creativity that you see American kids that do not have. Most American kids, if you go into the house right now, are playing on a video game or on TikTok. Over in Asia, they don't have that, because a lot of them are so poor, they don't have that ability. So when you don't have so much at your fingertips, your creativity comes out. So now when we see Biden talking about made in America, now bringing things back in order for us to catch up to what they've already set up over in Asia, is set up by design. Y'all have a wonderful night.